promoting a healthy environment. It's the air we breathe. Clean, safe water. Responsible management of our natural resources. We protect and restore for a sustainable future. Environment matters.
One of the biggest strengths that we have in this area is the people. It's both our biggest threat and our biggest strength.
Protecting and preserving one of the state's and the nation's most historically significant rivers will meet a group that's facing the challenges head on. Plus,
well, first we put the tree in and we get it adjusted straight, and then we cover it up with dirt and pat the dirt down.
And that's how you do it. We'll visit an urban orchard and meet the young arborists who are helping get it started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Environment Matters. I'm Greg Adolphson.
and I'm Kelly Gillenwater. As we told you last time, stormwater runoff is one of the leading causes of water pollution, and it's something that we all contribute to.
But there are steps we can all take to help reduce and minimize its impact. And while installing a green roof on your home might not be a practical choice, things like planting rain gardens and cutting down on fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides, and cleaning up after your pets are easy things any homeowner can do.
But what if you could catch and store some of that water before it even reaches the storm drain?
That's the idea behind a DEP program that's becoming a popular do-it-yourself project for many folks here in Charleston. The DEP's Jake Glantz joins us now with details.
Well, Greg, Kelly, the average residential roof can produce more than 600 gallons of runoff for every 1 inch of rain that falls on it. So what can you do with all that water? You catch it in a rain barrel. When it falls here and in moderate amounts, it's a good thing. But when too much of it falls and lots of it ends up here, that's a problem, especially in cities like Charleston, where storm and sanitary sewer systems are combined.
We have flooding issues. We have flooding in our basements. We have flooding in the streets of Charleston. We have sewer overflows when it rains and the sewer system gets stressed and loaded, that backflows into the river. So it's really important. If we manage that water, we can cut down on all those three big problems.
One way to help manage that runoff is by installing a rain barrel, and that's what the folks at this sold-out workshop are learning how to do. The DEP held 5 rain barrel workshops in the Charleston area this spring, and the available spots went quickly.
I love the program. It took me a year to actually get to this one. So it's as you can tell, everybody's excited about being here.
The DEP supplies the plastic barrels and the kits necessary to convert them to connect to a home's downspouts and begin capturing rainwater. Participants pay a nominal fee to help cover the costs and get a hands-on lesson in do-it-yourself stormwater management.
It doesn't seem like much, but if you can catch that first inch of rainwater that's getting flushed and hits our system, that's what really causes the issues, because it has a lot of energy with it. It picks up all the trash, any contaminants, and is flushing it down into our waterways. So if you can reduce that first inch of water that's coming down, it can be really helpful.
That's because when it comes to water pollution, the biggest contributors are us.
The EPA states and justifies through a lot of their research that we as individual citizens are the biggest polluters of our waterways. We've cleaned up industry, and not to say the industry doesn't pollute, and not to say that in a perfect world there's always going to be some pollution by us just living here. But with our trash, with our animal waste that we don't clean up, with the cars, automobiles, oils, all those things, we're the biggest polluter. If we all manage our water, we won't have so much runoff. Without stormwater runoff, we won't have so much pollution in our rivers and streams.
Another benefit, especially for gardeners, the water's free. A rain barrel can hold enough water to keep your flowers and vegetables happy in the hot months of summer. Rain barrels are actually pretty easy to set up. You can find kits at many home improvement centers or order them online.
We Appreciate all the people that have taken part in the rain barrel workshops. It's one small part of stormwater management, but even a small step makes a big difference.
Experts say if your downspouts are connected directly to the storm sewer system, disconnecting them is the one thing you can do that more than anything else will help reduce your contribution to stormwater runoff. They suggest adding extensions to keep the water at least 5 feet away from the building's foundation and directing the flow of water into grassy or vegetated areas so that it can be absorbed back into the ground. For Environment Matters, I'm Jake Glantz.
Thanks, Jake. Heavy rains earlier this month have organizers of the annual Ohio River Sweep expecting lots of trash along the shorelines ahead of this year's cleanup.
The cleanup, organized by Orsanco, the Ohio River Valley Water Sanitation Commission, is set for Saturday, June 20th along the shoreline of the Ohio River and its tributaries. The cleanup covers more than 3,000 miles of shoreline in 6 states, including West Virginia. It's the largest environmental event of its kind in the nation. This is video from last year's sweep. The DEP is coordinating about 20 cleanups here in West Virginia, including events in Brooke, Cabell, Hancock, Marshall, Mason, Ohio, Pleasants, Tyler, Wetzel, and Wood counties. Volunteers are still needed. You can find more information on the group's website, orsanco.org. More than 17,000 volunteers took part in last year's cleanup, which netted over 7,000 tons of trash and debris. The Ohio River Sweep was first organized in 1989. Spring is a time for house cleaning. But what do you do with the things that just don't fit into a trash can?
Things like old tires and appliances, for example, that's where countywide cleanup days come in. The parking lot at the Putnam County Courthouse in Winfield is a lot busier today than a typical Saturday afternoon. A lot noisier, too.
It has been very busy. Traffic has been nonstop, which is a good thing. So we're excited.
Putnam County Spring Cleanup usually happens in April, but it was pushed back to May this year. Organizers say that's helped increase the turnout since folks have had a little more time to clean out their garages and outbuildings. Someone even dropped off an 18-foot boat. A far more common item this year, tires.
A lot of the tires come from people who buy property and they find a tire pit or just someone's just created an open dump with a bunch of tires, and it's nothing to get calls that somebody wanting to bring in 50 tires at a time that they found on their property and just need to dispose of but don't want to pay the fee normally to get rid of them, so they can get rid of them here for free.
And cleaning up illegal tire dumps is not the only benefit. Just ask these folks from Hurricane High School.
Well, basically our National Art Honor Society has decided to come and volunteer for this event to try and raise money for our club so that next year we can take field trips and order more supplies for our school. We recycle the metal off the rims and then they raise money that way, and that's how they give us some type of funds to help us with our art program.
The DEP's REAP program kept its rim crusher busy all afternoon. Typically, the crushed rims are donated to a local group in exchange for their day of volunteer help. From the looks of this dumpster, it's been a pretty productive afternoon for the group.
It's been a lot of hard work, but I think we've been able to keep up with these guys back here lifting the tires, so we've done a pretty good job. Oh, it's great. I'm so excited to earn some money for our club and get some new art supplies and funding to go on trips, so I'm really excited for what the future has for this club.
Officials in Putnam County say they try to hold 2 cleanup days every year. For information about disposal events in your area, contact your local solid waste authority. Coming up, some new federal rules designed to improve rail tank car safety. We'll have the details.
Plus, a message of stewardship.
By reaching out to the children and educating them, they speak to their parents, and it's a way of addressing the future and the present both at the same time.
How one group's efforts are making a difference. Those stories and more when Environment Matters continues.